Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is MGTOW. You know what it is when a woman actually compares you to a father figure, how she wants you to be a father figure or be like her dad. When a woman says this to you, the first thing you need to do is do an about face and run away. And I would tell you, because from personal experience, I was married, and my ex-wife, who we both were military, but I never met her father until after the marriage. This happens so many times with a lot of military personnel because you're away from family. So, you know, you find somebody who's in the military with you, or somebody nearby you elope with, like overnight, and next thing I know, you're both married, and then you finally meet each other's parents or side of the family, maybe a year later or two, whatever. But had I would have met this guy beforehand, and I was a red pill guy at the time, say for instance, I would have done an about face and I would have ran away, because this man, he had no life, he had no friends, he had no ties to his family members, he had no job. The only thing he had going for himself was a welfare check coming in, and that same welfare check was used for the house, I'm pretty sure. And the wife, she worked, she had wore the pants of the family. And so now I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of putting two and two together, because I see him, and the things that she wanted me to do was change my patterns, my habits in life. The friends that I had before we got married, she didn't want me to hang out with them anymore. She didn't want me to do fun stuff anymore that didn't involve her, like riding motorcycles or tree climbing or whatever, fun stuff that us guys like to do, right? She wasn't into that, and if I was into it, no longer was I going to be into that, because it was going to be a problem for her. And when you're in a plantation, the last thing you want is to make a problem for your so-called significant other. So you compromise. So I compromised a lot of things, and I put two and two together, and I saw this guy. Right, I saw her father, and I said to myself, man, this guy, he lives a miserable life. And I'm putting two and two together later on, through the marriage. I'm like, she wanted me to be just like this man. She didn't say in the forefront that she wanted me to be like her father, but I was putting two together. Had she would have told me that she wanted me to be like him, I would have definitely did about face at the time, before we even got married. But sometimes women do this because they want to trap a man. They want to trap a man, so they don't want to trap him or scare him off in the beginning, so they kind of coax him into it, or let him walk into the trap himself. I walked into that trap. That was my mistake. I learned from that mistake. Never again would I make that same mistake again. So, going back to the story, when women compare you or want you to be compared to their father figures, that's a telltale sign that either you're going to be at his level, or she expects for you to succeed past his level, because he's the standard in her eyes. He's the standard, period. And anything that falls underneath that standard is going to get axed. Meaning, if you are not well off like this guy, or have more money than him, then you're going to get axed. There's something that's going to be a weakness later on in the relationship that she's going to see, and if it's a consistent pattern of a weakness, of a sign of weakness to her, she's definitely going to ax you, and she's definitely going to just get rid of you, period. whether it be financially you're not well off like her dad is, or emotionally or mentally all there to give her the attention that she needs constantly, like her dad did when she was a child all the way through her adulthood. Daddy's little princess, as they call it, because she gets everything she wants. She's always spoiled. He drops everything that he has in his hand just to come to her calling. That's the kind of attention that she wants and that she expects from you. And the moment you stop doing that, and it's a consistent pattern, she's going to find somebody else on that plantation to pretty much fill in that void that you can't do. And believe me, there's a lot of people on that plantation she's got chopping away. You don't know who these guys are, of course, because you don't communicate with these guys. But there's other guys out there in that field, on that plantation, chopping away. And all she gotta do is say, simp number 54, hey, come here. I need you to do this for me. Whatever it is that you couldn't have done, because you showed a sign of inadequacy for that. So when she compares you to her father figure, that's a bad sign. That is a bad sign. Many men don't see that. They see it as something great. Oh man, that means I'm pretty much a mature guy. I'm a mature guy. She wants a matured man. Well, not only just that, but like I said, this guy could be, listen, this man has been doing what he's been doing for her entire adult life. When you step into the picture, she expects for you, like I said, to be at his level, at your age, at his level, or greater. Think about this. A man who's 20 years old is not going to be well off right off the bat, unless he comes from a well off family. But his own money, unless he knows how to find a way to get to that point, he's not going to be at no pinnacle. He's not going to be at the top of no pinnacle at the age of 20 for this chick, in order to show that he's at her father's level. He's sadly mistaken himself, because he's thinking, she wants a man who's like her father. Again, she's going to make you change into molding into being like him. He could be a miserable simp that's been doing this for her mother for years and years and years and years. She wants you to change into him, so that way she could see that stability for years and years and years and years. You get what I'm saying? Women don't change. They don't change for nobody. They're the hardest to change in a relationship. She either says yes or no. And for these men that kowtow to these women, they easily compromise and say no. Or they say yes. My bad, they say yes because they want to make sure that their so-called everything, everything they boo is their first thing. She is their priority. And in order for that to happen, of course he's willing to get rid of his single male buddy friends that he had. Of course he's willing to, sell off his motorcycles. Of course he's willing to trade in his two-door coupe for a minivan just to please her. But she, on the other end, she's going to always continue to have her best friends forever since high school. Stacy, even though Stacy's a single gal, she's going to always be her best friend forever. She's never going to go away. But you and Brad, even if he's a single guy, you could kiss that relationship that you had with him goodbye. Because he's a single guy and he's probably up to no good anyway, in her eyes, in her opinion. So why are you hanging out with him? And so the truth to that, when people say when you're married married couples have married friends, that's true. Because now you're gonna have to be finding people alike that are married. And these couples that you come cross paths with, see, listen, you're gonna be blue pilled, and that red pill rage is real. The moment you take that red pill and you realize you got that rage and you're still married, and all of a sudden now you're with your married friends, your couple friends for the weekend, you're gonna see things that you're gonna see at the picnic, and you're gonna say, wow, I can't believe this. It's gonna bother you. It's gonna bother you. It's probably a scary thing too, because not many people can handle that rage at that moment. They snap. And that's something that you don't want to do. But going back into the situation with her father, this man could be so blue pill, this man could be so, simp, that, so let's say for instance you did actually took the red pill while you was in the marriage and your marriage was only like 4 years in. You did take the red pill, and you seen this man, you see how he's living, and you see how horrible it is for him. Do you think you want to risk giving her father a dosage of that red pill? Ask yourself that. Because now you're messing with fire. You're messing with the dragon's lair. You're messing with her mother, which is your mother-in-law, and you're messing with her. And when these two women find out about what you did to your father-in-law, he could either say, this is my son-in-law. I get what I see now, and this is real. And man, I can't believe years and years and years I've been living like this. But do you think this man is going to follow the route you have took or are taking? I don't know if he's willing to risk that. He's got years and years invested poorly into that marriage. And your so-called wife is going to be your new enemy now because of what you done did to her dad. Now they may laugh it off, and play it off, but it's something serious to them because now it's a threat. You just became a threat. But that's a very deeper topic right there, and I don't want to get off the subject. But going back into the, your friends now and her friends, I got a good story scenario. Being that I was married before and I have saw it, when I saw my friends get married, and now that I was divorced, when I saw them get married, I knew that it was either the end of the relationship between me and them, or we could still communicate every now and then, but it won't be like every week, or I might not even see this person for a year. Case in point, one of my friends got married, and the moment he got married, I said, man, this is it for him. We can't really hang out anymore. But he's thinking that we can. Maybe a couple of years into his marriage, I don't hear from him. A couple of years, later, I hear from him finally. And when I do, he says, oh, let's grab a beer. I laugh it off in a text message. I say, sure, okay, of course, yeah. I'm available, of course, as a single guy, I'm available, any time of the week. He goes, okay, great. A couple of days later, he texts me back that he couldn't grab the beer because now he's got to go chuck some wood with his father-in-law. I go, okay, that's cool. But the moral of that was I didn't get my expectations up too high when he asked me to go grab a beer, because I knew that him being married, that wasn't going to happen. Because the moment I met his wife, I knew that she clearly didn't want me to be part of that friendship anymore. Now, another friend did the same thing too as well. And these guys, they were good guys when they were single, but they were some simps. I don't think there was enough red pill that could get these guys to not simp over mediocre women. I mean, these women are not even 10s. They're not even on the sexual market value. I mean, they're pretty much undervalued. I mean, they're depreciated. But these guys simp so hard for being in relationships that they didn't care. They just wanted to really be in a relationship with a woman like this, or with mediocrity, and settle for that. They were the guys that rather have a minivan instead of having a Ferrari. And so I knew that the moment they thinking was like that, there wasn't enough red pills that could get them to see clearly through all that rubbish. But you live life and you learn life, and you only wish people the best. These guys will invest years and years into something that's nothing, and hopefully they did not make their so-called everything their first thing, because the moment they do that, that is when they lose that so-called everything, when they lose their boo, their wife, they're not going to have nothing at all, because she's going to take everything. The system is going to take everything, and that's it. And they're not going to have no friends anymore, because they don't have any. Their friends of like me, of course, are going to be well off and moved away. It is what it is. But that's all I got. And yeah, when she compares you to her father figure, run away. Simply run away. That's all I got. Stay MGTOW. Stay red pill. MGTiger, I'm out.